is particularly fitting that this year's student speaker has an abundance of grit and determination. A tremendous exemplar of Southwestern, Mark Talise was chosen for this honor by a panel of students, faculty, and staff based on academic achievement, law school involvement, and the content and delivery of the remarks. A member of our evening program, Mark earned his BA at California State University, Northridge. He worked full-time while attending Southwestern over the last 4 years and also managed the additional commitment to law review, where he was named editor-in-chief. Mark earned Dean's List honors as well as the Dean's Merit Award for his outstanding academic performance. As if all this was not enough, Mark and his wife Rachel became proud parents during his Southwestern years.
Good morning, and a warm welcome to our incredible Dean Susan Prager, and to the Southwestern Law School community and its many supporters, accomplished guests, friends, family, proud parents who always wanted to see their kids grow up to be lawyers one day, but who also had major second thoughts about this plan after seeing how much law school would really cost. But then that career-inspiring movie Legally Blonde came out during most of our formative years, so now here we are. There's no turning back. We might as well make the best out of it now. Significant others, who ever so innocently think this is all finally over. I'm sorry, guys. It's now called commencement by accident. This will inevitably get worse. We will be more impatient, irritable, annoying. After all, the world revolves only around me. Me. But man, we love you so much. And of course, Southwestern's graduating class of 2015. Welcome. When I woke this morning, I felt different. Good, something changed. And it dawned on me that after all these years, 35, I finally made a decision. Mom, Dad, when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer. And sure, I want to help save the world and do all those great things, but more importantly, I'm pretty sure this was all my decision. It has nothing to do with the constant reminders from Nelnet student loans that mathematically and fiscally speaking, I don't really have much of a choice. I should really try to be a lawyer at this point. But seriously though, something else very important dawned on me during my time at Southwestern. Well, let me start by telling you guys a little bit about this graduating class. Frankly, we're all just a little bit crazy. I mean, who goes to law school despite all the flashing warning signs saying, yeah, don't do it? Oh yeah, we did. In 2011, the New York Times came out with a fairly widely read article that pretty much concludes that law school is a losing game. We were in the worst economic climate since the Great Depression. There were no jobs, no prospects, it was hard. But none of this mattered. Each of us, in our own ways, decided that we were the exception to the rule. That with all these difficulties, we were the exception and we'd succeed. That in a down market, what better investment than myself? So that's exactly what we all did. And we ignored all these warnings. We ignored the New York Times. Now some of us figured that 3 years of the most difficult schooling we'd ever experienced just wasn't challenging enough. So the graduates from our scale program finished law school in 2 years. Like seriously, in a quicker time than it took me to get out of community college. Like in a law school 24/7, we eat books for lunch and use case briefs as pillows kind of way. You guys are ridiculous, kudos. And there are those of us, primarily from my beloved evening section, who had to work while going to school. And in doing so, we traded in some of the basics of life, nothing big. Watching TV, eating regularly, sleeping regularly. Getting to the point where we realized that we've been dropped from that long-running text with our friends. It's pretty sad. A few of us are parents who figure that after our nightly missions of getting the kids to bed, why not cozy up to a passion-invoking book on civil procedure? That's even worse. It's way too soon, I'm sorry. But this is who makes up this graduating class. People too stubborn and crazy enough to seriously think no seriously. We are the exception. These warnings don't apply to me. Southwestern Law School, here's the clear fact. We're a small school, small name. Small school, known and located at the heart of Los Angeles, though. A small school that focused on giving its students as much access to practical legal experience while we're still in school. So heading out, whether or not we know it, we're actually more prepared than graduates from other schools. A small school where Dean Prager's vision for steady, incremental improvement is promising, inspiring, and hip with the times. A small school where professors honestly care. During one of my first classes ever, in a class of about 100 people, our criminal law professor had most of our names and faces memorized even before that first day of class. So when she confidently called on each of us without having to resort to any sort of roll sheet, it was amazing, intimidating, and fear-inducing all in one emotion. And for that, we love you, Dean Carpenter. So here's what I realized. Much like everyone else, I came to Southwestern thinking I was the exception to the rule. That despite the warnings, the difficult job market, I'd succeed because I was different. I was wrong. I'm not different. Actually, I'm exactly the type of graduate who fits squarely into the Southwestern mold. Part of a graduating class of exceptions turned exceptional. Of smart, talented individuals who just needed a chance to do something more and did just that. We are all exceptions. And as many of you know, there comes a point when the exception swallows up the rule. We are the rule. So when you eventually find yourself winning case after case, passionately advocating for your clients, your cause, what you stand for, running circles around opposing counsel from that big name law school, take a breath, smile, and remember, we are Southwestern. We are the rule. Thank you. Congratulations.